Okay, so on page 102, at the bottom of the page, it says, or like last line of the second paragraph, it says, he knew his own identity, so it didn't really matter what people said about him. He was just focused on his work. The same is true for a football team. Every team has an identity. The fans, the media, and other teams each have their own ideas of what that identity is. And I grabbed this quote because, one, it talks about how he's focused on his work and doing God is focused on doing his own thing. And I think that applies to all of us, and how we're changing Pedro's identity, and we're changing, we came in the student section, and we're bringing more spirit to the school, and we're making this place just better all around. And so we have to keep that focus, and we have to focus on doing us. And like it says, other teams each have their own ideas of what that identity is. So I'm really proud of us for changing that identity here and making it so much better and positive. And then on 104, it says, all great things come only from sacrifice, not potential. And I took from that is that we have to put in what we want out of it. And if we're not going to work hard to make something awesome in our lives, or if we're not going to put in that work, then nothing's going to come from it, because potential is nothing without that work and that sacrifice. And we have to do this every day within our own lives of just going above and beyond and being the best that we can be. And then on page 110, says everyone must do his job in order for the team to be successful, and my job was to be myself, to live my standard. And throughout this chapter, he talks about his standard and how, on the team they have, the title of this chapter is called Setting a Standard. And I think we all have to live to our own standards in our lives, and we have to hold our standards a lot higher than everyone else's, because we have to be those model athletes and those model people here at school. And so we just have to stay to our standard. And when you come into that situation where you have the chance to go down to someone else's standard, stay true to yourself and your values, because in the end, your standard is going to be better. Like we've said before, don't be average. And then 115. Says, the right attitude, he said, always comes before success. If we affected the team with our negative energy, we were being a traitor to the team. And especially in sports, we have to have positive attitudes, no matter what the situation, because especially a lot of us are seniors, and being those leaders on our teams, our attitudes can change everyone's attitudes. And also at school, we have to have that positive attitude to bring to other people. And the attitudes continue on to 118. He talks about attitudes are contagious, especially negative ones. Just reinforcing that we need to stay positive and we need to stay focused on us and not everyone else. And if someone around us has a negative attitude, our positivity, it's contagious. So our positivity can ultimately bring their negativity, get rid of their negativity. And then finally, on 120, you never know what your positive attitude and energy will inspire in those around you. And I really liked that quote because, like I said, in a high school environment, there's going to be those people that are negative, but we have to be those positive people with that positive attitude. And especially on a team, you have to stay positive. And then 116, going back. It says, leaders must inspire everyone else and make sure they have the energy and mindset to do their job. And then the next line, it says, I believe that's the number one job and trademark of a leader, getting others to do their job or to do it better. And I grab these quotes because we are leaders. We're on this council because we are the best of the best in our school, and we need to stay to our standard. And we need to stay to our standard and inspire others around us to be better, to raise their standards. And then on 121, it says, we would get our power, our strength from each other. And that's also that team aspect, that we're leaders and that we work off of each other, and that, as this council, we need each other in order to get things done. And if one person has that negative attitude, like as a group, we have to work together to bring that attitude up, or we need to all have the same standard in our lives to make our school environment better. That's all I got.
Does anybody have anything else?